to all you brave souls who are a nice, crisp Wisconsin morning in January. So join us on Come On In. You came on in out of the cold. It's warm up here. Come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in, come on in. Come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in, come on in, come on in.
Good morning, everyone. Emily asked if I might substitute for her. She has a ways to drive, and it's a little cold out there today. So last week, we heard Mary Lou speak to us about numerous things, and usually my little mind can, I'm lucky if I hold one thought from a Sunday service. So the thought that I came away with was about gratitude. Her story about her friend who is approaching her transition, and is her friend's name Dorothy? Was that right? And Dorothy called Mary, and people would come to see Dorothy and say, "How are you doing?" And she's like, well, she's thinking to herself, well, how do you think I'm doing? And so Dorothy called Mary Lou and said, "What do I say to people?" And Mary Lou said, "I'm grateful." I'm like, wow, that was so powerful. So that was the one thing I really carried away with me. It just carried into the moments of life. And I see some of you shaking your head, like maybe that happened to you this last week too. Yeah. It's so enheartening, or, it just makes the heart swell with love. And so I could go on and on with all the things that have filled my heart with gratitude. I'll choose the ones that are directly related to Unity of Appleton. One of which is I've never facilitated, in all my years of being part of Unity, a book discussion. And then after being so sad with all of the polarization that we face in our country, and then I came upon that book by Justin Lee, Talking Across the Divide, how to talk with people that you disagree with. I thought, okay, I'm really nervous, but I feel called to do this. So we've had 2 sessions and really great turnout. I think we had 10 people each time. And I get to use my occupational therapy skills and build in little activities to help build our listening skills and our talking skills. Because some of us are big talkers and not great listeners, and others are probably really good listeners, but not big talkers. And so we get a chance to kind of equalize that. And I know I'm kind of controlling in the group. I'm very directive. And so for that, I feel like I have to make some amends with some people when I try to calm them down and try to get more people talking. But still, and that's usually me too. I have to zip it because I tend to talk too much. But anyway, I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful to really sit back and see the presence of people. And I was at my brother's funeral this last week. I hope I don't cry. Although there are times for sobbing and wailing, and this might not be the place. And hearing the eulogy by his grandson of who knew him better than most people, of, I know this man for his blah, 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 his determination. Like, wow, he nailed it on the head. He was really present. He really knew his grandfather. That is right. I mean, I knew my brother somewhat. He is like, I was 4 years old when he got married as a 20-year-old, so he's my half-brother, so, you know, I didn't know him that well. But I've known him through his adulthood ever since he became paralyzed from having an abscessed infection on his cervical spine 30 years ago that went undiagnosed after multiple attempts to get medical help. And so I've known him for pretty well for 30 years, and wow, his determination. He did not give up. And not only did he not give up, but he enjoyed those grandkids and his children. He enjoyed his life. So I don't know if there's anything else that's worth sharing this morning. I don't know if any of that resonates with you, but gratitude. So maybe reflect back on your lives this past week and how that message has touched you and where else you want to carry that. I will say one other thing. So in that group, we had a non-Unity friend showed up, and she actually goes to St. Joe's Catholic Church, and I've gotten to know Brother Ray a little bit, but particularly his ambassador pet dog, Snoop. Snoop is always at the thresholds greeting people as they come in the door. And during Lent, Snoop also has to give up treats because Snoop gets very chubby. Oh, wow, he's a great dog. But anyway, so Sheila said that Brother Ray has actually even defied the bishop of his diocese and is allowing people to come into their church on these cold winter nights. So that, like, last night they had 19 people for the first time. And I asked her, I've got this really nice goose down coat and some nice wool things, and I've been wanting to give them to someone who needs them. She goes, yes, we have this. You can drop them off. So I brought them over and dropped them off, and the church was like filling up with lots of people. It was like so packed. So I stayed for their service, and just the humanity of helping others on these cold winter nights. And anyway, it's beautiful. That's about all I have to say in the welcome. Okay, let's move on with our service. If you would speak aloud with me our vision, a world powerfully transformed through shared spiritual awakening, and our mission, advancing the movement of spiritual awakening and transformation through unity, a positive path for spiritual living, and our values: abundance, acceptance, community, diversity, integrity, joy, and love. And we celebrate our children by saying together, Unity of Appleton sees the divinity in all children and nurtures their unfolding spirituality. And our daily word for today is inspire. Today I reflect on the clear vision, powerful words, and courageous actions of leaders such as Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I appreciate how one person's example can inspire so many others to move beyond thoughts of limitation and focus on the possibilities for good that are always present. Inspiration can be thought of as the breath of God. I, like all people, am made in the image and likeness of the divine. I give thanks for people I have known whose vibrant faith and love, even in the most challenging circumstances, have inspired me. Guided by my divine gifts of imagination and zeal, I join with those building a world where each person lives freely and with joy. Then the Lord God formed man from the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and the man became a living being, from Genesis. And if you would speak aloud with me, inspire. My words and actions inspire others.
We got a song to warm you up here this morning before we listen to it. Sing a song to the Lord, go on and lift your voice. Sing a song to the Lord and make a joyful noise. Sing a song to the Lord, go on and lift your voice. La 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 la, and make a joyful noise. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, and make a joyful noise. Sing a song to the Lord, go on and clap your hands. Sing a song to the Lord, go stomp your feet and dance. Sing a song to the Lord, go on and clap your hands. La 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 la, go stomp your feet and dance. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, go stomp your feet and dance. Clap your hands and stomp your feet. God made the whole world to sing. We fill our hearts with all God's love, so we can lift our voice and sing a song to the Lord. Go shake your tambourine. Sing a song to the Lord and let your voices ring. Sing a song to the Lord. Go shake your tambourine. La 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 la, and let your voices ring. Clap your hands and stomp your feet. God made the whole world to sing. We fill our hearts with all God's love, so we can lift our voices. Sing a song to the Lord, go on and lift your voice. Sing a song to the Lord and make a joyful noise. Sing a song to the Lord, go on and lift your voice. La 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 la, and make a joyful noise. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, and make a joyful noise. La 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 la, 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 and make a joyful noise. All right, we welcome this morning somebody we have not seen in quite a while. It's marvelous. You're getting praised this morning for coming in the cold. Well, Marypatriece came from Illinois, so she gets the award today. And she has a brand new bio, so I'm going to read it to you. So Reverend Marypatriece Wendt concluded her 7 years as the spiritual leader at Unity Spiritual Center of Woodstock last fall. After feeling the call to new possibilities, currently she is a guest speaker, lucky for us, for Very Ministries. She is learning to slow down, immerse herself in home, friends, and family, and listen to her inner guidance rather than direct it. Yeah, that's a hard one. MP is exploring sugar-free recipes to keep herself and Tom healthy while still enjoying the experience of a tasty treat. She continues to hike regularly and pretends to like exercising most of the time. So please welcome Reverend Marypatriece Wendt.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me. I wondered if the cold turned this bitter just because I was coming or not, because I hadn't been here in a while, you know? So I am so grateful that you are with me today. And I really want to sit into and settle into these moments together. I feel you're going to hear similar echoes of the themes that we opened the service with today. And I wanted to share some of the experiences that I have been having recently, and maybe you'll be able to also relate to. It just is what it is. It just is. There is no other way about it. This is something that I often say to myself when I'm struggling with an idea or a situation or a relationship. I think it's my attempt to try and make it more palatable, more easy to accept, when, you know, the truth is, it's just not. So I made this date with a friend to meet for coffee, and we both go, and I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be a great opportunity to sit and visit and everything, but you know what the truth is? When you're in what it is, you kind of bring it with you. Is anybody else in that position at times? So we sit down together, and I love chatting. We hadn't chatted for a while, and we're visiting together. And the truth is, I found out that she had what it is also with her. And so we got together and just sat for a time. And I can't really share her part of the experience, but I can share mine. We sat with one another. Ruchi Sina, in the TED Talk called How to Understand and Be Understood, states, "We are really good at spotting misunderstanding. We're not good at creating understanding." In fact, she used the S word in her video. She breaks down the word into of understanding into its etymology origins, under possibly a Sanskrit kind of origin. It means among and between things. Stand, coming from the German Dutch background, means to be present or exist. She shares that understanding is not an outcome that fulfills a goal or an expected ending to the conversation. Have you ever been there? I will admit, in all of my authentic moments, that sometimes when I have a conversation with someone, I'm ready to get to the point where I'm ending it. I'm already thinking of the end before we've even begun the conversation. I'm guilty. So she's telling me and trying to teach me something, a skill different than what I sometimes exude. What she says to understand or be understood is it's about the participants. Sharing a space, creating a framework together to define and interpret the meaning and the significance of each other's realities and truths. In other words, understanding is about remaining present and experiencing each other's realities and truths. So when I came to this get-together, of course, I had my what it is with me. And so when it was my turn to speak, I was extremely helpful in wanting her to understand. So I brought all of the experience I could with me so that she would know where I was. When I spoke, she was silent. until I stopped. She would ask questions like, is it possible? Or, what do you think? Or she would say, gosh, that really feels, like a lot of angst, a lot of frustration there. If you can slide one, please. She was curious to understand. She almost looked exactly like that. She pictured my circumstance in her mind and just as importantly as how I felt. I'd shared with her how I'd made this huge decision to leave my ministry because I felt guided. There's something else calling me. There's something going on inside of me, and it's time to make a new decision. This is a ministry I have loved for more than 7 years. I've been there since 2008. But I felt like, okay, I'm ready to release it. Kind of. The decision was made. I had an end date. I thought, okay, here's my plan. I know what I'm going to do next. I'm going to take 30 days off because I figured if our master teacher took 40 days, I could take 30. I'll take 30 days off. I'll get back into the ring. I'm going to find that position. I'm going to be ready to go, and it's all going to roll. Right? 30 days were lovely. Meditated, read, studied, organized, cleared things out, getting ready for that new position, cleaned off my desk that hadn't seen the light of day in a while. Then 30 days became 60 days. And then 60 days became 90 days. And nothing was showing up. And there was some stuff starting to show up. Not out here, but in here. My visits with my higher power were like, I'd sit down in my meditation and I'd get all comfy and I'd look the part. And I'd be like, all right, I did this, I'm thinking all these in my mind. I cleaned this out, the drawers are ready, the files are ready, the top of my desk is clear, it's all set to go. Where are you? Let's go. And then I would hear something like this. Crickets can go on for a very long time, I found. I had more than one experience of that while I was meditating on several days. And I was discombobulated. I didn't know what to do. I'm here, I'm ready to go. Come on, let's do this. And as I'm sharing this with my friend, she's doing this amazing job of sitting with me. Listening. Slide 2, please. She did look like that. But slide 2, please. Yep. Not making judgments. Not even saying, well, you really shouldn't feel that way. Maybe something else is going on. Let me try and fix this for you. We'll figure this out together. She didn't do that. Ruchi encourages releasing the goals and anticipated outcomes of your conversation. That being fully present is important. Asking questions to check and recheck your understanding of that other person. Being curious. Asking what if questions, why or why not questions, and remaining present. And my friend was doing all of these things. It was amazing. We were so engrossed in this conversation, so oblivious to anything and anyone around us. In fact, our coffee got cold. That her questions started prompting my thinking. Next slide, please. After 2.5 hours. Okay, it wasn't all me. I did listen to her too, but 2.5 hours later, which felt like a blink of a second. Have you ever been in a moment in a conversation with somebody where that happens? Like you've lost track of time because you are so connected. When was a time like that for you? Just shout it out. When was a time like that for you? Go ahead.
Yeah, I've had that experience with a couple of people here.
So people, friends here, right? I can remember the time when my husband and I first got together. Hours. We would spend hours talking. And now it's, we look at each other, I know what you're thinking. All right, I'll go get the ketchup. That's being present. That's being understood. That's understanding, the process of understanding. Number 4, please, next slide. At the end of this conversation, I could have flown out of there. I felt so heard, so seen, so understood. When I had come in feeling like my wings were broken and I didn't know how to repair them because I had tried everything, bandaged, and all the things I had thought were the right things to do, and I didn't know what else to do. But just sitting in this space with someone that created a place for me to just be me. In all the crazy, wild thinking I was having and the feelings I was going through, just being me. It was healing. It was transforming. I realized I needed to not only, as a listener, to let go of my outcome of expected next steps. I needed, as a person looking at myself, to let go of my expected outcomes, of what I thought my life should be looking like right now. Dr. Rocco Errico, who's an Aramaic Bible scholar and interpreter, in his book called And There Was Light, talks about knowing. We say we know someone, and he talks about what's the real meaning of knowing, especially as it relates to in the Bible, but I think even more so now. He talks about knowing is not just intellectual and mental. You can know your math facts, you can know how to spell, you can know all these things, but do you know it? Do you know where it came from, what the underlying meanings are? What is the inference that's being conveyed when you share it? He says that knowing is experiential. It's emotional. And it becomes a cellular experience. Something you feel from the bottom of your heart, from down every particle of your being says, wow, I am fully present. I am here and I understand what you're going through. I hear what you're saying and I can feel it with you. He says we often experience ourselves and one another at surface level with words and postures. But if we really look into it and really stay present with it, and ask curious questions, we can help each other define ourselves and refine our communication more precisely by being present. In these moments, it is what it is. We are what we are, and we become so much more when we are present and connecting with the other person and ourselves. Our conversation together not only allowed her to know me to know her, but us both to know each other. Have you ever experienced those moments when you're talking with somebody and they ask you a question and you blurt out an answer before you even say it and you wonder, where did that come from? Like it was the most profound thought that you know didn't come from here, but somehow it came from here. And that's magic. That's the divine showing up, showing through, showing all around you. I can imagine at the Last Supper, when our divine master teacher Jesus was present for that last meal, knowing that that's what it was like, what it was going to be. Those conversations took on a life, a connection of knowing and being together that he was forging to last longer than the supper it did itself. And I wonder how long that supper lasted. My friend gave me a priceless gift. She was what I would call the Christ consciousness for me. Asking poignant questions, paraphrasing what she heard, connecting to understand. She instigated some change in me just by doing that. So the next morning, when I sat down to meditate, I sat in silence to share my presence with God, to be present for God, for my higher power, for that loving creator that brought me into being, because I hadn't been doing such a good job of it before then. I didn't talk, I didn't think, I didn't cajole, I didn't argue, I didn't push, I didn't expect, I just sat. To be still and know the I am God. You see, I know, unlike any of you here, that I struggle with this. I do. I struggle. If not most, if not all of my interactions with my higher source were when I needed something, a bigger tool. I saw God as a bigger tool from the almighty shed, ready for my call whenever I needed it to come out to fix my family, to fix my friends, to fix my situation, my health, my money issues, world issues, and so on. That's how I have often treated my higher power. Now, if it was within my own ability to affect change, you think I asked for any help? Nah, I got it. I can make this happen, don't worry. It's all good. Don't worry, I got this. Somewhere in my mind, I saw God as a 5-story backup diesel burning power excavator that I released from the utility shed when I needed a backhoe instead of a spade. Slide 5, please. God is not about power. There's no need to be power when you are the only presence and power anywhere. And when you go into that stillness inside, it just is. And it's all good. It's all good. If you are anything like me, maybe you also seek God as a means to an end, gaining peace, health, wealth, joy, safety, harmony, separating the qualities out of an experience that is so included in the totality of this spiritual beingness. This spiritual source, presence, substance, components that are part of the full experience of the God present in us. When I'm seeking guidance from God, I'm actually setting up a sense of separation from God. It gives a sense of someone needing help, direction, or wisdom, the sense that it's not already present here, when that presence and power and that substance is what I'm made of. Joel Goldsmith says, actually, you just need to let God be your life. Then it lives, acts, performs, and is your very being. I listen to Dr. Rocco Errico weekly these days. Currently, he is talking about Genesis, going back to Genesis. And he read the very first part. And it goes, in the beginning, God. God. Nothing else. Substance, presence, power, whatever word you want to give it. Life. And everything else came from this presence, this power. How can it be anything but good? Except in my brain, in my choice of how I use it, I am given that same presence and power to create. To create, not direct or tell people what to do, but to create together, create life, create an experience, create the connection that happens when we come together and become present. This presence, this substance, was the essence of everything before anything was made, and it became the essence of everything we are experiencing right now, the essence, including ourselves. It is the essence of what we are this very moment, breathing life into our lungs, pumping our hearts, coordinating our muscles. We don't think about these things. Could you imagine if you had to think about every heartbeat, every breath? How much of your brain would be available for anything else? This presence is standing within this goofy, limited mind that insists it's independent and self-sufficient, called me. Mary Morrissey put out a prosperity program several years ago, and she had this joke that I think is actually, it still makes me smile. And she talks about how man decides to go to God and say, you know, God, we got it all figured out. We know how to make life. We know how to grow things. We know how to make new varieties of food and all these things. We've got this. We don't need your help anymore. So, you know, you can relax and take a break, and we're just gonna carry on without you, because we're pretty self-sufficient now. We're pretty independent. And God sits back and says, okay. I'd love to see what you can do. And the scientist says, oh, okay, great. We're just going to take a little bit of this dirt. And God goes, get your own dirt. This little brain of mine, I started in this brain to understand that there's really nothing here that belongs to me. It's all lent to me. It's all lent for my ideas and what I can create and do with it and play with it and share it and connect with it and with others. But this brain still sometimes likes to argue that I'm unique and different and separate. But there is only one presence and power that powers me. It is the essence of something much more expansive than anything my little brain can conceive, and I am too. My job is to let God be my life. Then it can live, perform, act, and become my very being and yours. We can start by being present for each other, making connections with one another and our higher source, moving with what inspires us. This is how we navigate what shows up in our communities: spiritual, personal, and local. It is what we talk about. We heard about this morning, people reaching out to make a difference, even if it's against the rules. Because no matter what person happens to be in office, good can happen when people choose to make it so. It's how we begin to make a difference. And we don't need government approval to do that, to do good. So I'm beginning to understand it is what it is. It is what it is, and it is good. God is what it is, and all of that is good. And whatever shows up, I get to help make it good too. When I understand this, I experience intellectually, spiritually, and emotionally in every cell of my being that God can be my life. When I'm doing things that lift my heart, that share my soul, that bring about a space for someone else to be heard, to be seen, to be understood, and to be healed, because truly healing comes from within first. Paul Hasselbeck, from his book Power Up, The 12 Powers Revisited, came up with a lovely affirmation that I'd like to close with. I claim understanding now. I spiritually know and comprehend that I am Christ. Let it be so. Namaste. If you would, just settle back into this quiet time and place so that we can connect together in meditation. Let's take a deep breath. Let's pay attention to whatever might be floating around in our minds. And visually see ourselves closing the book on it and placing it on the top shelf. It'll stay there. No worries, we can pick it up later. Let's relax back into this moment and consider being present for our higher source now. Feel it breathe you. Feel it holding you. Maybe holding you together. Maybe allowing you to relax into a deeper space. And just release and let go into the moment. And be here for God. I allow myself to be filled with this presence, with this time of knowing. I feel it flow into every cell of my being. I feel it grow into my consciousness, into my connection. And I feel it glow with joy and love as part of the full experience of this relationship to myself and to the power that has created me. And in my mind, I gently see my eyes opening to see others clearly for who they are, to hear them, to be present with them, and to allow my light to connect with theirs. am here. I am now. And I am ready to reconnect with this time, this place, this space, knowing that everything there is, it is good. Thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit. Namaste.
From this place of love and peace and quiet, we move into our healing prayer. You may take in the words silently, or if you care, speak them aloud together. I am love. I am health. I am peace. I deserve to be loved. I deserve to be happy. I deserve to be healthy. I am a child of God. I deserve nothing less. Today I accept my healing of body, mind, and spirit. I forgive myself for the mistakes I made. I forgive all the people for whom I felt anger. I accept them because they could not be as I wanted. I release them and I free myself from resentment. I cancel the past in the present to free my future. I deserve to enjoy the love of my loved ones. I stop judging myself and judging others forever. I now release all my pain, my mistakes, and my illness, so Spirit can transform it into health, love, and peace. I accept everything as it is now, and with patience to begin to finally heal. God, you are in me, and I am in you. By your divine power and your love within me, I decide to heal my body, my mind, and my soul. I open my heart to your pure love that surrounds me with its radiant light, revitalizing every cell of my body. Every negative thought becomes positive, recreating myself in a new life full of love and joy. I will share this love with all, communicating everything I feel. I wish to heal with all my heart and then to help others, thus fulfilling my mission of love and communication of love in this life. Thank you, universe, that already is. And so now we move to our affirmation of prosperity, and we also affirm unity of Appleton is a rich in mind and manifestation now. And with our offering, we move to this time where those of us who feel that unity of Appleton is our spiritual home practice putting spirit first in our financial life. This practice prospers the spiritual community we love and supports our own spiritual growth and prosperity. Please give whatever amount Spirit guides you to give, whether it is in person or electronically. Whatever that amount is, take that gift into your heart and bless it with your love. Feel free to bless the plate as it passes by. let yourself feel grateful to God in you as your one source, then please join in our affirmation of prosperity. Unity of Appleton is alive with the energy of spirit in the flow of divine abundance and radiant with unlimited possibilities. And our celebration of giving and receiving, if we could speak together, divine love in and through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I joyfully give and willingly receive. I give in love. I trust God as my source.
Let it be easy, balance to know. Let it be easy, release and let go. Let it be easy, follow your soul. When it is easy, you're one with my soul. Let it be easy, balance to know. Let it be easy, release and let go. Let it be easy, follow your soul. When it is easy, you're one with my soul.
Thank you for sharing your love and your generosity of spirit. And with gratitude, we accept your gifts. Thank you. We do have announcements, and we have our ongoing book study groups. And I don't think I'll speak to each one of them, but we are rich with those. Thank you. We have Yoga Nidra this Tuesday, January 21st at $15, 6:30. It all begins. Pizza and Games this Thursday at 11. That will be with our warm-up. And Beverly tells me these are especially fun, and we should really consider showing up. Is that right, Beverly?
Yes, I want to tell you about them. I went to one not too long ago, and I had a lot of fun. So much that I enjoyed the planning. I joined the planning committee for our activities here.
Okay, so good, thank you. Farkle and pizza? Okay. Coming up soon will be Sacred Earth, Sacred Soul, and I'll be helping to facilitate that Sundays after church. Super Bowl of Kindness food drive. Oh, darn, I forgot to bring my cans in. Current total is 24 cans. Help us reach our goal of 100 cans of soup by Super Bowl Sunday, February 9th. We still have time. Become a member in preparation for our annual meeting. It is time to complete our yearly renewal of membership forms. I did receive mine in the mail. It's on my to-do list. There's a new renewal form to fill out. Copies are on the Connect and Serve table. We all must be members in order to vote for board applicants at February 16th annual meeting. A Valentine's dinner, wow, cool, Saturday, February 15th, 5 p.m. This dinner is a fundraiser for our furnace. Enjoy an Italian dinner with, well, we really love that furnace. We want to keep it happy and healthy. So more details coming soon. Okay, that's easy to remember, February 15th. I think we have some other announcements.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. So I'm speaking on behalf of Emily, who is not here today. She's chairing the nominating committee. And, you know, previously we've had announcements, come join the board. And so we wanted to share some information about being on the board with you. So first of all, we have proposed a change to our bylaws so that the term of board service will be 2 years rather than 3, and that is something you'll have an opportunity to vote on at the annual meeting. We also have worked out with Mary Lou to change the meeting time for the board meetings because we know it's difficult for those of you who work or have children or grandchildren or other activities in the evening. So the board meetings will be held on the Sunday where Mary Lou is leading the service, and so the board will meet following that service on that same Sunday. So hopefully it'll make it a little more accessible for some of you. And then I know when I stepped onto the board, I wasn't really clear on the whole scope of interaction and opportunity. So we are going to, if you're at all curious about what the board does, whether you would be a good fit, we are going to have an information meeting at 9 o'clock next Saturday, January 25th. And we would love to have you come and just talk, and we'll answer questions and share information. And showing up is not a commitment to fill out a board nomination form, but it's an opportunity to learn and see what other leadership opportunities might be available to you in the community. So we encourage you to show up at 9 o'clock next Saturday. If that time doesn't work for you and you're interested, we can schedule another information session, maybe even that afternoon. So thank you, Emily, for sharing this information with us, and we look forward to seeing you next Saturday.
So at this point, if you feel like standing, or you may remain sitting, and we will share with our prayer protection. The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Trying to figure out who I am, who I'm supposed to be. be good.